The universe, born as a single particle, expanded into being, unfolding in one brilliant moment of searing light, which continued to billow outward from that central point. But as eons drain away, reversing time and hurtling backwards, back to the solitary particle that began it all, a new era begins. In this curious new world, there lies a forest. Without any law or rule, it is rampant with thieves, bandits, corporate executives, and all other manners of evil. Raw magic lies there too. In this wood lived a girl. Tenebrae she was called. Strong and quick-witted, Tenebrae was only weighted down by her mortal fear of the dark. On the other side of the forest dwelt another human being. Flux is her name, and she was unaware of Tenebrae's existence, but the two were so alike, it was as if there were a single child separated at birth by like an unknown force. She was a very strong being, but again, like any stereotypical hero, a fatal flaw ruined her existence, the mortal fear of the light. Neither had any recollection of their parental or even their past, and all they had was a cryptic amulet made of stone. Haru, one of the forest resident creatures, cared enormously for the two, planning to give them food, water, and shelter until they were old enough to fend for themselves. She spent about an hour with each of them daily, however, she never revealed that she knew of another kind. As time rolled on, fear became more dominant over their two. Their fear became more evident, and eventually they had trouble performing even the smallest tasks. They were having constant panic attacks. One day they randomly ran into each other and realized the amulets matched up, and they began to get glimpses of their past that have, up until now, been buried in the back of their minds. We are at the baby's naming. She is a few weeks old and the pride and joy of her mother's life. Her mother has decided to name her Jessica. Her father has tragically passed away only days after the birth, so this baby is the only thing that the grief-stricken widow has left. Suddenly, out of the corner of her eye, she sees something that stops her in her tracks. It is fear, the human embodiment of a concept that has plagued the human race for centuries. She zaps the baby, and immediately the baby is torn into two identical pieces, right before the mother's eyes. Fear picks up both babies by the ankles and fades into the night. Fear never forgets, so when these babies' mother offended Fear 15 years ago, Fear swore to make these kids' lives as horrible as possible. And that, my friends, is why Fear had the brilliant idea of dumping babies into a forest without any resources whatsoever and scarring them with both a mortal phobia. What a psycho. They meet at Haru's hut in the woods, because Haru, who had figured out that they both met, decided to give them shelter in her hut. There, Flux retreats to the corners of the house, immersing herself in a pool of shadow, and stares intently at her amulet, while Tenebrae obsessively lights candles, surrounding herself with light. Haru sits patiently, listening to her friend's latest words.
So I went to buy some bread from the squirrels, but when I got there was this huge shadow in front of the baker's shop.
It's a big deal. You didn't get any bread.
No, you don't get it. It wasn't like I could just walk away. It's like when you're on top of a tall tree or a building or something and you get this random urge to jump off.
So you saw a shadow and had the urge to jump off of a building?
No, you don't get
I
it.
know what you mean, but at least being afraid of the dark is common enough. I can't even go out during the day. I've got to send Haru out for food and water, and if that wasn't enough, I realized that half of myself is a complete numbskull who skips around picking daisies all the time.
So you're convinced that your memories were real and it wasn't just some shared hallucination?
They seem pretty real to me.
It was real, alright, trust me.
So if you guys are the same person, can you read each other's thoughts like identical twins?
I don't know, Tenebrae, what am I thinking of?
A majestic dark dragon devouring the souls of mere mortals?
Yep, that sounds cool.
You're always thinking of a majestic black dragon devouring the souls of mere mortals. That doesn't count.
Oh, whatever, let's just rest.
Ooh, my pretty's are now 14 years old, and it looks like they have found another weak little creeper of a friend. But it doesn't matter. She's just a stupid little girly girl, and there's nothing she can do to hurt my plan right now. In the meantime, I wonder what other tricks I could play on them. Perhaps organizing a solar eclipse could frighten Tenebrae, or creating a wildfire could scare Lux out of her wits. I'm also an extreme master of mind control. and can make Haru turn against them and make fun of their fears, or have elk and moose and other animals run them out of their house. You know what? That sounds amazing. I'm gonna do this all. Most of them. Let's get to work.
What was that? I swear I just saw a wolf.
I'm pretty sure it was just an elk or something, so you should get some sleep.
It might have been a moose.
Okay. Later that night.
Time to begin my plan.
What are these idiots doing in my house?
What, Haru? I thought you were a friend.
You guys are the dumbest kumquats I've ever met.
Fine, I'm leaving now if you can't respect me.
Bye.
Okay, calm down, but seriously, Haru, what's gotten into you? I can't go outside, it's dark out.
Ugh, whatever, close your eyes.
It's dark inside of my eyes, too.
Fine, I'll hold your hand.
Oh no, it's dawn!
The light's getting in my eyes. It's dark.
Success!
What? I thought I recognized you
Oh
last
no,
night.
my hold on the puny human is slipping. She must be a lot stronger than I thought.
It's time someone finally took you down, Fear.
Absolutely not. Fear has haunted humanity for millennia. There's nothing you can do to take me down now. I just want to see you try. That stupid bow and arrow, it can't do a thing to me.
You will see me try.
Haru, you killed Fear!
Yep, and remember, kids, if you believe that you can be vanquished by mere shadow and light, then you can. But if you believe in yourself and have a really sharp arrow, then you can defeat your fears.
Great, so what's the arrow a metaphor for?
An arrow. I shot her, remember?
Right. Now let's go get some breakfast.
Yay!
And thus each of them lived on, independent of each other and bearing their own individual paths. The two girls thrived under Haru's guidance and learned to embrace the opposite element, and to find a balance between light and shadow. They were not restored to their former condition, as some wrongs can never be righted, but they achieved a sort of regularity in their lives, which ultimately is the quest of any fairy tale character. But, unaware of this fact, they were content to simply wander off into a bright new dawn of a universe full of happily ever afters. So, the moral is, if you didn't hear, don't let your fears or bad days drag you down. Just live on. There's a happily ever after out there for everyone. Time!